Hey, welcome back to My KC Live. Jonathan McCoy with Market Advisory Group is back with us this morning. And today we're talking about how the U.S. government challenges could be affecting the market, future taxes, and what can be done about it. So, Jonathan, thank you so much for joining us.
Hey, thanks for having me again, Shane.
Of course. Okay, so let's talk about this. I mean, we just said it right there. Historically, the fast pace of the national debt, I think, has a lot of people a little worried about what's going on.
Yeah.
How is that going to impact the markets, or how can that impact the markets?
Well, I mean, we've already seen it impacting the markets just over the last couple of years. I mean, the bond market especially is having its worst historic 24-month run ever.
Really?
And a lot of it has to do with how much debt the government is having to sort of dump on the markets in terms of all of the bonds that have to be issued to pay our bills.
Yeah.
Not all of those bonds are being purchased, so then the interest rates keep creeping up. And we think of it in terms of, the Federal Reserve Bank and the Fed chairman raising interest rates. That's a little bit more of an, not necessarily artificial, but they're sort of following the inflation information and all of that. But what's really impacting interest rates and dumping a lot of additional debt that's just not being bought up.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of purchasers out there. People expect interest rates to continue to go higher, or at least stay higher for a longer period of time. And the impacts that it's having is when we have these dramatically rising interest rates, it just continues to increase volatility. And that's, I think, a big concern for a lot of retirees approaching that retirement time frame. And how much longer can we continue to deal with these wild gyrations in the market while we're getting that much closer to this time where we need to know how much money are we going to have to live on for the rest of our lives when we're no longer earning a paycheck. So a lot of those uncertainties are what we're addressing pretty regularly in our consultations these days.
Oh yeah, and it can be kind of scary to think about too, because a lot of this seems like very macro level conversations, obviously in the federal government. When you're thinking about, the debt going up, is that going to inevitably lead to taxes increasing?
Well, you can ask yourself that question.
Yeah.
Do we believe that taxes are going to go lower at some point in the future? Well, I mean, had I asked people that 5-10 years ago, they would have said, no way. We all expect, worst case scenario, the taxes are going to continue to go higher, but just mathematically, taxes almost need to go higher in order to get anywhere close to balancing the budget. So we find a lot of financial advisors, unfortunately, are not in the position to help their clients address what those future higher tax environments would look like. That's why we work with our team at Market Tax Services, bring our CPAs into the conference room during your consultation so that we can address, if tax rates go higher, what are some of the strategies that are available to you today to help minimize the impacts of those higher taxes?
Absolutely. Well, your team has all of those different resources too, and they can come talk to you about that as well if they have any questions like that too. And Jonathan, thank you so much for being here with us and giving us all this information. Like I said, macro level conversations we're having, they make it so simple. To schedule a complimentary consultation and submit your questions, visit AskOurAdvisor.com or call 816-548-2000. Said they'll take your questions, even meet one-on-one free of charge. If you include your address to Market Advisory Group, we'll send you